going on, guys? Derek here from DoseVT, finally bringing you my PC build. So I finally bought all the stuff that I need. Now it's only time that I show you guys what I got so I can put it together and we see how good it really is. So I bought all this stuff that you see from Best Buy. Granted, Best Buy is probably not the best place to buy PCs opponents for, but me working there part-time, I get a little bit better deals on some of this stuff. Some of it not by much, like it really doesn't make a difference, but I'm already a rewards member there, so I reap a lot of the benefits of the rewards that I'm going to get after buying and purchasing all this stuff. So that's the only reason I bought it from Best Buy. Obviously Newegg, Amazon, companies like that have great deals, and you could probably buy some of this stuff together and make it even more cheaper. All in total, this is over $2,000 roughly with all this stuff that you see. I haven't calculated in the mouse and keyboard, headset or mouse pad yet, so probably in total right around $2,600. So we're talking a lot of money. Granted, I probably could have saved a little bit more if I would have bundled some of the stuff together, bought something that I really didn't need, but that would be useful so I don't have to upgrade for a while. You'll see an example of that here in a second when I start going through this stuff. So I'm going to start from left to right, work my way over the stuff that I bought, kind of explain why I bought it and why I didn't go a different route. So we'll start here. So this is the Corsair Hydro Series. This is the H115i RGB Platinum. My buddy recommended this for me just because of the graphics card that I bought and for the CPU that I have. Basically so that I can keep it cool, especially how good this graphics card is and how high I'm going to be pushing it, playing at 1080p at probably ultra settings for most of the games. Then at 1440p, playing most of those games at ultra settings should be fine. Granted, I'll probably put not huge strain, but it will obviously get my CPU, my GPU moving a little bit. It'll get a little warm. But so my buddy recommended going with this option instead of just doing a normal fan. The next thing I have is my SSD. This will just hold Windows. I don't plan on using my Samsung SSD for anything else. It's 500 gig. It's the top of the line one. It's that NVMe M.2. So when I was looking at SSDs, I looked at basically all of them to find out what was the best deal / best SSD out there. I have one of the best ones on the market. I think there's one more that's higher than this, but it's stupid expensive. Like, you're spending $500 on it, and that doesn't seem like a good value purchase for something I'm only going to use Windows to put on. Granted, there might be a few other things that I put on that, but other than that, it's going to go on something else. Now, RAM. Like I said earlier in the beginning of the video, I probably bought too much RAM. So this RAM, I'll bring it up closer so you guys can see. It's the 32 gigabytes. So you guys can see that right there. It's 32 gigabytes DDR4. The 32 hertz. So the reason why I went with 32, I know you don't really need it. You can work fine with 16. I'm kind of just future-proofing myself a little bit, so that I don't really have to upgrade for a really long time. Granted, I know basically that they're probably going to come out with better RAM in the next probably 5 years, easily, but I wanted to go with something that I know would give me at least a while before I needed to upgrade, because I imagine the next RAM they come out with is only going to be slightly better. It's not going to be that big of a jump than it is also RGB. You'll see that occurrence throughout the whole thing of everything that I bought. We'll jump up here. So I bought the Core i7. It's the 97K. Best Buy was having a good deal on it. I looked at the i9. Then I talked to some of my buddies that have built PCs before. They said the i9 is good, but there are some areas where it lacks compared to the i7. But all in all, they're pretty close. Obviously, there's some differences, but then price point was also a factor because the i9 is still somewhat fairly new. Obviously, I think it's been out for almost 2 years, maybe something like that, or at least a year, I know. But for the price point, a little outrageous to spend $400+ that I know is $400 something, but I got it on sale, bought it for like $300, so I saved some money. Now for the graphics card, yes, I did buy the 2080 Super. Granted, it's in a league its own. I probably overpaid for it. I think it was like $730 or something, which is outrageous, but I wanted a graphics card that I knew I wouldn't have to upgrade for a really long time. Granted, I know there's going to be graphics cards that are going to come out next year that are going to be probably a little bit better, slightly, depending on what happens, and there's going to be new graphics cards that are going to be close to this, but cheaper, and you only lose so many frame rates or whatever it may be. So granted, I probably overpaid for it, but I wanted to go big or go home. So I bought the 2080 Super. I was looking at the Ti. My friends convinced me not to buy it because I'd never use what the Ti is made for, and plus diminishing returns when you really look at the frame rates compared to what you're paying. So decided to go with the 2080 Super. So with the case was the hardest decision for me to buy because I didn't know what type of case I wanted. But if you guys can see, I'll move some of this stuff over. This is the Spec Delta RGB mid tower. So this case has the 3 fans up front, then it has the fan in the back. It has everything I wanted and needed. The interesting part is going to see how well it flows with air, because I don't know if you guys can tell really well, but down in here there's supposed to be a cutout to let air through, then up top. So we'll see how efficient that really is, to see if dust becomes a huge problem or not. I'm hoping it's not, but I guess we'll find out once I start putting this together and it starts sitting when I don't play, and when I do play, how long I play for. But then we'll move over. So the SSD I bought is a 2GB SanDisk Ultra. This is basically the mid tier for SSDs when it comes to speed and stuff like that. The reason I bought the SanDisk one is because of the price point. Buying an SSD at 2 terabytes, stupid expensive. You're looking anywhere from like $250 plus, or $300 plus if you're looking for a really good one. Best Buy had a great deal in this, I think at $180. So I was like, well, might as well buy this. The difference between the 1 terabyte and the 2 was within basically like $50-$60, something like that. So I just went with the higher one and went with 2, just so I can download more games. I don't have to delete them or save them to another drive or something stupid like that. It's all going to be on 1. 2 should be plenty, but we'll see. I might have to buy another one down the line and go from there, but as of right now, hopefully that works. Then my motherboard is the MSI. It's the MPG Z390 Gaming Edge AC. So the reason I went with this one is because it kind of has that RGB effect, which is very small, but it's subtle and it stands out a little bit. There really wasn't a particular reason why I bought this one. I was just looking for what was the best motherboard on the market. Like, it has Wi-Fi connectivity built in. Granted, I probably won't be playing on Wi-Fi, but it's an option to have if I need it. Granted, it's probably going to be sitting in the same spot for the next how many years, but just a stupid feature to have, just to have. Like, there's nothing outrageous about this motherboard. It's a very nice motherboard. I think the model above this one had carbon fiber built in, which was like another $100 or something like that, $50 to $100 more. And I was like, I don't really need that because it's just an aesthetic feature, and I'm not really showing this off. It's gonna sit basically in my office, so there's really no point. I don't know how many people are really gonna look at it and see it. And the last thing I bought was obviously the most important thing, which is the Corsair power supply. So when I talked to my buddy, I was gonna buy around like the 600 to 650, but he was like, well, if you overclock, which more likely I will based off of the stuff that I have to get maximum performance, he told me to go bigger just to be safe and have that extra power if need be. Granted, probably will never use the extra power. There'll probably be a lot left over. But this is the one he told me to buy, at least in this area, not this particular model. He gave me multiple options. I really like Horsehair. I think they make excellent products. Obviously, you guys will have different opinions depending on what you like and what you don't like. But buying that one is the one I like, so I bought it. It's a little expensive. It's not super expensive, but for what I had, I wanted to make sure I did have that extra space from what my buddy told me. So there you go, guys. This is basically what I bought. Obviously minus the accessory stuff. I'm about to go buy that here soon, but all this stuff I bought, I'm recording this on Black Friday, so 2019 Black Friday. All this stuff I bought from Best Buy. Some of it I got a very good deal on. Some of it was whatever Best Buy was selling it at. Some of it was what other stores had to offer at cheaper that Best Buy would price match. They don't price match during the week of Black Friday, but I bought some of the stuff before. I just had to wait for some of the stuff to come in because Best Buy didn't have it in stock. But there you go, guys. I'll have it all put together. I'll test out with that monitor that I bought, that MSI 240 Hertz. If you haven't seen that video, it is on my channel. You can see that. I only did the unboxing. I haven't done the full review of it yet because I was waiting to build this PC to find out what that monitor really can do at 1080p and see if it's even worth the money, because that's a $500 monitor, I believe. So we'll see how everything works together, and I'll show you the final outcome once I put everything together. I would show you how to put this together, but I don't even know how to put it together. I bought all this, spent a lot of money, and I don't know how to put it together, so kind of stupid of me. I probably should have learned how to put this together, but I have friends that have built PCs, and they're going to help me out to put this together, and then I can learn from them. Then from there on out, I just build my own. But there you go, guys. Brand new PC that I'm about to build. Probably overpaid for almost all the stuff that I have, but you guys can let me know in the comments. But this is what I wanted. This is the stuff that I wanted to buy, and I'm happy with it. So we'll see how it performs. Thanks, guys. Peace.